Here we go. First of all, I have a cold, so please forgive me. I'm going to try to get through this day. My throat hurts and everything, but we're going to do the best we can. It is being called the largest biker gang bust in Georgia history. That's right. That's what they're calling it. The largest biker gang or motorcycle gang bust in Georgia history. And so today on Black Dragon Biker TV, unfortunately, we'll be talking about this breaking news that came out a couple of days ago. What is being called the largest motorcycle gang conviction in Georgia state history. And the implications are far bigger than just one case. On a December morning at 11:31 a.m., Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr announced the conviction of 15 members of the Southeast Georgia chapter of the Outcast Motorcycle Club Nation in Bryan County. The case stems from an attempted armed robbery and shootout that took place on June 17, 2022 at Flacos House Bar Grill and the Red Roof Inn on Highway 17 in Richmond Hill. According to prosecutors, innocent bystanders were caught in the crossfire. 6 members of a rival gang were targeted. Firearms were used, and the state pursued the case aggressively from top to bottom. Just 17 years after donning the 1% diamond in Georgia, the Outcast Motorcycle Club now finds itself placed squarely in the national spotlight of biker gang prosecutions alongside the so-called top 5 white outlaw 1%ers, what they call the Big Five. This is bigger than one case. There's a reason black motorcycle clubs historically avoided the 1% diamond when it first appeared in 1958, as we were invited to the table to participate. It had nothing to do with toughness, heart, or organization. The OJs then understood something critical. In 1958, when that patch came out, we were right in the middle of Jim Crow. We understood that juries judged black skin differently then and now. They knew the diamond didn't just represent outlaw status, it represented enhanced scrutiny, enhanced charges, and enhanced punishment. The diamond painted a target squarely on the chest of the African American. With the chest of blacks, with the target of black skin, who needed more? So, what is patch policing really called in court? Here's the truth. In the courtroom, patch policing isn't called MC protocol. It isn't called club business. It's called armed robbery. And the sentence is 20 years. Today we'll break down the club conduct, how the club conduct gets reframed by prosecutors, why juries don't hear MC culture, they hear organized crime, how enhanced charges are built around patch colors and association, and why this case should serve as a warning to every MC wearing a diamond, and most especially to our black 1%er MCs who have recently put them on. Join myself, Lavish, and Logic as we have a real, necessary, and uncomfortable discussion about race history, MC culture, prosecutorial strategy, and the price paid when symbolism meets the criminal justice system. This is not a hit piece. This is education. When it first started up a few years ago, the ATF and Alphabet and stuff, they just didn't know a damn thing about African American outlaw motorcycle clubs. They've caught up now, brothers. They know all about everything that's going on. They've done their homework. They're on the assignment. Listen, we'll be back in a minute and 7 seconds after this brief introduction. Largest biker gang bust. And yes, that's what they're calling it. Oh, Black Dragon, we're not gangs, blah, blah. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it the largest motorcycle gang conviction in Georgia history. And, yeah, as we used to say in the Navy, stand by for heavy waves.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. A lot of phonies popped up when the shootout like a news craze came about. But the man on this channel is the first to do it, and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Longer than they had the kids to see, revving Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath MC. Where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes. From prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Like Michael with the cowboy hat, the nose kung fu and says kids Kenny. Black Dragon Biker News, he's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News, you're self-educated by his books and you learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News, he covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Well, all righty then. All righty then. It's your boy Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network, the Black Dragon Biker TV, Biker News. You can trust Biker News. You can use Biker News from a biker's point of view. I'd like to take a moment to introduce my co-host, as we are the only Biker News and MC Protocol channel in the entire world to have our very own Dr. Logic in the house. We appreciate it.
Good morning, Black Dragon. What's up, everyone? How are y'all doing today?
Lavish T. Williams will be on shortly. And let's just get right on into this very uncomfortable topic and uncomfortable subject. And just really heartbreaking because doing this biker thing here in the South, especially in Georgia, I just so happen to know a lot of folks that were connected to this on all the sides. So Bryan County, hold on, here we have the wonderful Lavish T. Williams. What's up, my man?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on?
Is that a target on your chest?
Yeah, I'm black, so I've been a target. But no, it's not a target, man. It's not a target, man.
Hey, Black Dragon, you see the post right there by Summer Neal?
No. The thing that one says, the thing is the one they say has prison time is actually not in prison and actually still working. Yes, this was the biggest hit and heartbreak for our set in Savannah and Hinesville, because every F with them all, because all them guys came from 99% Club first, and at one time called each other brother. Oh my God, this guy hit it right square in the mouth. Because I do think they all were 99%ers to begin with. One even a Black Sabbath. One even one of my brothers. So let's get into this very uncomfortable subject right here as we try to go. Bryan County convicts 15 members of the Outcast Motorcycle. We're going to say club. Hey, somebody's got a bunch of loud stuff in their background.
What is that?
That might be me. I'm eating a strawberry shortcake, guys.
No, that's not what it sounds. It sounds like something running. You got a fan running?
I don't have a fan running.
Let me isolate. It's you, Lavish.
Yeah, that was you.
It's you. I don't know what you got running.
I don't have anything running.
Something's running. Okay.
Excuse me. I didn't
I'm
mean to do that.
On mute till you talk. When you talk, come off mute. All right. So Bryan County convicts 15 members of Outcast Motorcycle Club in 2022 of attempted robbery. So there's your term for patch policing. If you take somebody's patch for whatever reason, you're a robber. That's what they're going to get you for. Multiple offices and law enforcement agencies have come together today to announce the conviction of 15 members of the Southeast Georgia chapter of the Outcast Motorcycle Club Nation in Bryan County. And the way you would say it properly is Outcast Motorcycle Club Nation, Southeast Georgia chapter. And we say the name of the club first, then where they're from. And then among those involved, the announcement are, these are all the people that took credit. Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr, Atlantic Judicial Circuit District Attorney Billy J. Nelson Jr., Richmond Hill Police Chief Mitch Shores, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Explosives, ATF Savannah Field Office, 2, Resident Agent in Charge, Joe Waller, Bryan County Sheriff Mark Crow, and the Georgia Gang Investigators Association, GIA, GGIA, I don't know how they say it, President Jose Ramirez. This is the largest motorcycle gang prosecution in history and resulted in the recovery of more than 100 firearms. All 15 defendants involved have pleaded guilty to the following charges. So we're going to skip around a little bit here to, this is the Facebook page, the Facebook post. They called it Operation Patronus. Outcast Motorcycle Gang. They have this on the office of the Attorney General of Georgia. This is the names and pictures of all of the people there. I think Lavish is trying to come in on a different device. It's not working, Lavish. Try it again. The investigation, which spanned 13 months in 7 counties, also resulted in the recovery of 100 firearms. They took 2 motorcycles and 2 cars. Damn. Proud of the work done by our gang prosecution office, gang prosecution unit, Office of the District Attorney for the Atlanta Judicial Circuit, Richmond Hill Police Department, ATF, Savannah Field Office 2, Bryan County Sheriff's Office, Army. Look at that. Army CID, because some of these guys were in the Army or recently retired. The GGIA and all of our law enforcement partners who provided critical assistance throughout this case. We won't rest when it comes to protecting Georgia families, and will continue to go after all those engaged in violent gang activity. It's crazy. Okay, so let's go here. This is the Office of the Attorney General. They put this out. This is from Carr, the Attorney General. 15 members of Outcast Motorcycle Club, and we say club, they say gang, convicted in Bryan County. Operation Patronus leads to the recovery of over 100 firearms. Again, we have all of the people who have taken. Here's a. Let me see. Do we have any new ones? No, that's all the same ones. This case marks the largest motorcycle gang prosecution in the state history. It follows a successful multi-agency investigation that resulted in the recovery of more than 100 firearms. They say 100 now. When I first read it, somewhere it said 71 firearms. So they've gotten another 29 firearms. All 15 defendants have pleaded guilty to, okay, this is what they all pled guilty to. Conspiracy to commit aggravated assault. These guys pleaded guilty. They didn't even put up a fight. Conspiracy to commit robbery by intimidation and violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. So these are your charges. Conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, conspiracy to commit robbery by intimidation, and violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. Robbery by intimidation, that's interesting. I'd like to look that up. The charges stem from an attempted armed robbery and shootout that occurred on June 17, 2022 at Flacos Bar and Grill in Red Roof Inn on Highway 17 in Richmond. So what was that? What actually happened? I think, yeah, we can go over here to a deep dive into AI and find out. The thing about using AI is it moves quicker than all the other researches you can do. So I'm on Grok, which is owned by X.com. So The overview of the Outcast Motorcycle Club, often referred to as the Outcast Motorcycle Gang by law enforcement. There you have Grok has been programmed to hate motorcycle clubs. It is the oldest all-black outlaw motorcycle club in the United States. Founded in 1969 in Detroit, Michigan, it emerged during a time when black riders were largely excluded from predominantly white clubs like the Hells Angels or Pagans. The name Outcast reflects this marginalization of the club's ethos of independence and brotherhood. The second chapter formed right here in good old Atlanta, Georgia, in the early 1970s, making it a significant presence in the South. Today, the OMC has approximately 67 chapters nationwide, with 4 here in Georgia. That's Atlanta, Augusta, Hawkinsville, and Savannah, including the Southeast chapter, central to the 2022 case. That's your Savannah chapter. The club is classified as 1% outlaw motorcycle gang by the FBI and Georgia authorities, meaning it operates outside mainstream society and is involved in criminal enterprises such as drug trafficking, extortion, and violent turf disputes. That's their definition. It is a highly structured hierarchy, including a national president, regional officers, and chapter-level leaders. It has rituals like mandatory meetings. I didn't know a mandatory meeting was a ritual. They call mandatory meetings, motorcycle clubs, we call that church. And it has strict loyalty codes. All motorcycle clubs have that. Many members have military backgrounds, and this is the part that really does concern law enforcement. Many members have military backgrounds, which contributes to its organized paramilitary-style operations. A 2016 documentary, Outcast Forever, provides an insider look at the club's culture, rides, and philosophy, portraying it as a family for disenfranchised black men while acknowledging its outlaw status. And so, yeah, they have looked at the documentary that was made by the club itself. Involvement now, this Richmond Hill case. The incident that I was asking about is a high-profile example of the Outlaw Motorcycle Club's violent rivalries and criminal activities. On June 17, 2022, members of the Southeast Georgia chapter based in Savannah targeted 6 members of the rival Chosen Few Motorcycle Club. Chosen Few comes from Los Angeles, California. They called it another all-black OMG, which this is not true. They are a multiracial motorcycle club, but OMG stands for Outlaw Motorcycle Gang, and that is what they have been termed as well. They targeted them, 6 of their members, for an armed robbery. The Chosen Few had traveled to Richmond Hill, Bryan County, about 22 miles southwest of Savannah, for a social event. Here's a timeline of the events. They spent an evening at Flacos House Bar Grill. OMC members surveilled the Chosen Few group, so they surveilled them there. OMC members, Outcast Motorcycle Club members, surveilled the Chosen Few group at the bar on Highway 17. They followed them then to the adjacent Red Roof Inn, where the rivals were staying, where the Chosen Few was staying. Attempted robbery at 11 o'clock p.m. Approximately 10 to 15 Outcast Motorcycle Club members surrounded the Chosen Few in the motel's crowded parking lot, packed with bystanders from nearby businesses. Armed with handguns and rifles, they held the victims at gunpoint, demanding cash, jewelry, and motorcycles. I didn't know that part. Shootout erupts. When the Chosen Few resisted, gunfire broke out in a chaotic exchange lasting several minutes. Bullets struck vehicles, the motel, and the bar, endangering innocent civilians. No bystanders were seriously injured, but several were caught in the crossfire. Now, I gotta warn that you do know that AI can make mistakes, because I had heard they were trying to take their cuts. So I don't know if they were trying to take their motorcycles and money and stuff too. I don't know if that really happens. So we have to put that caveat out there. AI could be, AI makes mistakes. It ain't perfect yet. When the Chosen Few resisted, gunfire broke out in a chaotic exchange lasting several minutes. Bullets struck vehicles, the motel, and the bar, endangering innocent civilians. No bystanders were seriously hurt or injured, but several were caught in the crossfire, and that was what you heard on the news big time. They were shooting around all these innocent bystanders. Immediate aftermath, Outcast Motorcycle Club assailants fled the scene. No arrest happened that night, but shell casings, and here's the part right here, and witness accounts linked the attack to gang rivalry. And this is the witness thing, the witness accounts, video, and all that stuff. This was a part of a broader turf war between the OMC and Chosen Few, fueled by, I don't know about all this, control over drug territory and district. I don't know about all that. But there was a turf war. One of the parts of the war was no new clubs were being allowed in that area. The OMC viewed the Chosen Few as encroaching on their operations in Byron, Chatham, and surrounding counties. Investigation and prosecution, Operation Patronus, multi-agency probe led by the Georgia Attorney General's office, Mr. AG Chris Carr, and all of these other guys that I named earlier. This was a multi-agency probe done by all of them. So this happened back then. By June 2023, 16 members were indicted on 45 counts. There's your thing right there. 16 members were indicted by 45 accounts, including, as we heard, conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, armed robbery, gang participation under the Georgia Street Gangs and Terrorism and Prevention Act, and firearms violations. They took from these folks $180,000 in cash. Jesus Christ. 71 firearms. See, I told you it was 71 I read somewhere, but now they're saying 100. Motorcycles and drugs. Now, as of December 2025, all 15 remaining defendants with one case pleaded guilty in Bryan County Superior Court. Sentences included. Okay, so we'll get to the sentences. They had several members that were what they call key indicted members, and you'll see that these guys got more time. Preacher, Chatterbox, and Repeat. And then they said other people like Big Country and Little Man handled the weapons and lookout duties. All right, so it goes all the way into other crimes and stuff that they've been accused of, and it even gets down to the 2025 Wheels of Soul rivalry when we saw those Wheels of Soul that were killed here in Atlanta. So that is the context behind, given that there could be some actual mistakes by AI, but that is the context behind this. So now let's go to back to.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And not saying that this didn't happen, because it's out there and the news put it out there, and they put it out there in these big posters and it's shared all over social media. We're covering it. I'm pretty sure other podcasters are covering it. And this is just me thinking outside the box. Help me out a little bit here. But I believe law enforcement knows that these clubs have a truce. I'm just guessing that. I play with me now. Play with me now. I said I'm pretty sure they know now that they have a truce. Would it be in the game plan? Let's put this out there and talk about how they was at each other's throats and everything to try to get them to start back up again.
To start what back up again?
Fighting.
Oh, well, that is a common accusation against the government, that they would prefer for us all to be fighting.
To instigate and everything to get, because one thing that I learned way back after the Rodney King tragedy is when the gangs started to get together. That's when the government, they didn't like that. They didn't like that the Bloods and the Crips were saying, man, why are we killing each other? What are we killing each other for? We ain't killing. We don't need to kill each other. I mean, no matter how long it lasted, the government didn't like that. Wouldn't that be the same thing here?
It could be. It could be.
I just threw that in before you went on. I just wanted to throw that up.
You got to be smarter than to allow them to do that. I want to tackle something here real quick that Summer Neal said when he was talking about the Chosen Few definitely not being a all black MC. You guys, you do know that when you get some information from a learning model, from a language model like AI, like let's say Grok, for instance, you can correct the learning model, and it's incumbent upon you to do that because they're learning from all kinds of sources that ain't us, that ain't bikers. So you can correct the learning model right here. After I got through reading that, I typed in Chosen Few is not an all-black OMC. It embraces members from all races. It is a multiracial MC with the majority of its members being African American. It is considered to be on the black biker set because it was started by African Americans and accepts African Americans as members. And so what it does is it goes in here and says, thank you for your correction and the pointer to the sources. I gave it sources it could go check. So upon verification from multiple reliable sources, you're absolutely right. It's not an all-black outlaw motorcycle club or OMG. It was founded by African Americans. It even now knows that the first white member, White Boy Art, came in 1960. It knows all that now. So the next time somebody asks, they won't get the mistake. So you can correct these models, and especially if you have sources and you know what you're talking about, you can correct the BS. And black folks, you have to do that because AI.
And Summer Neal is not a he; it's a she.
There's a picture of a man on the.
I'm telling you what she put in the comments. I think she know her gender.
I'm a she.
Yeah, I think that they will know their gender better than what we.
They don't know. We
know what I'm saying.
We know everything. They don't know anything. Just kidding. Guys, when I tell you I'm not trying to laugh because all this is BS, wasn't nobody staying at the Red Roof Inn and they wasn't being robbed. Yeah, so like I said, that wasn't anything that I had heard. And that's why I said you have to accept for the fact that there's going to be a whole lot of different kind of information out there. Some of it misinformation, and we just have to glean the best we can glean from the articles that we have. Now, this right here is a video from back in the time when that happened.
Police say a group of gang members is off the streets and behind bars. They say people fed up with crime in their community helped spearhead the investigation. News 3's Martin Staunton spent the day looking into these cases, and he is joining us with tonight's Crime and Safety Report.
Tina, Savannah police say their case against two gangs came together with that significant help from the community, and now more than a half dozen alleged gang members have been indicted. Police say these 7 men are members of 2 gangs.
Wait a minute. That's not the same thing. Sorry. Take that off. I thought that was something else. My fault. All right, let's move on to back to the I had that video. I don't know where it is, but we'll move on to back to where we were here. Where is it? Here we go. No, so now we're going to look at the charges themselves and what the people pled to. Come on. So again, they said this is the largest prosecution of a motorcycle gang in the state history. All 15 defendants have pled guilty to the charges: conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, conspiracy to commit robbery by intimidation, violation of Street Gangs and Terrorism Prevention Act. And all these charges stem from an attempted armed robbery and shootout that included multiple bystanders who were caught in the crossfire, as well as 6 members of the rival, they say, gang that were the targets of the robbery. This incident on June 17, 2022, at the Flacos place. This incident contributed to convictions of the top leaders. So these were the top 4 they were talking about. The president, the vice president. So the president, Milan Aiken, the vice president, Eddie Latson. This man, the vice president, is a former Black Sabbath president. He was one of mine. So I can tell you that my heart is broken to see his name here. The secretary, Liana Mole, and the road captain. Aiken was sentenced earlier this month, with all other defendants entering guilty pleas over the past year. Some of these guys entered their guilty pleas back in 2024. During the course of the investigation, evidence was gathered indicating a plan to violently assault members of the rival motorcycle club. Here it is right here, and forcibly rob them of their club vests. So this is what I had read, not any of that other stuff that was in the AI model. Additional evidence shows that the defendants, as members of the Southeast Georgia chapter of the Outcast Motorcycle Club, engaged in the criminal activity. So here are their jurisdictions: Bryan County, Chatham County, Crisp County, Douglas County, Glenn County, Liberty County, McIntosh County, Richmond County, Colleton County. This is in South Carolina. And Fort Bragg, North Carolina, I believe the military base. Over the course of 13 months, local, state, and federal enforcement obtained and executed more than 40 total search warrants that resulted in law enforcement seizing more than 100 weapons, 2 motorcycles, and 2 cars. Now, this is all the people. ATF was involved, Army CID, all these sheriff's office, Bryan, Bullock, McIntosh, Muskogee, Richmond, Jacksonville. They've got like 20 or 30 agencies. Look at this. Fort Worth Police Department? Is there a Fort Worth, Georgia? I don't think so. There could be. Annapolis Police Department in Maryland? No, there's no Annapolis, Georgia, I don't think. Look at this. Chatham, Savannah Counter Narcotics Team, Georgia Department of Public Safety, that's the state police, Georgia Ports Authority Police Department, DEA, the International Outlaw Motorcycle Gang Investigators Association. Oh my God, who are they? This is crazy. All defendants were convicted of every single indicted charge. A full list of convictions and sentences are below. So they got a guy whose name was Duwork. He's 48 years old. He entered a non-negotiated plea bargain on December 3rd. He was sentenced to, look at this, 25 years, with the first 7 years to be served in prison and the remainder on strict probation. What the hell is strict probation, Lavish?
Man, listen, man, you pointed me out. Like,
He just
listen,
say, Lavish, what's that?
I have no idea what strict probation is,
probation?
man. You got strict probation or do you got strict parole? Because the two terminologies mean two separate different things, but they're both under supervision. I have no idea. I don't know what his guidelines are. I don't know.
I got it right here.
It's strict
probation is often called intensive probation, supervision, or community control. Involves much stricter monitoring and conditions than standard probation, acting as a severe alternative to jail by heavily restricting an offender's life through frequent check-ins, ankle monitors, curfews, and mandatory participation in treatment or counseling with swift, harsh consequences for any violation. Conditions are tailored to the crime, but always demand rigorous compliance with the law. Employment, meetings, and substance abuse treatment, aiming for rehabilitation through intense supervision. Key characteristics: intensive supervision, frequent, often multiple times weekly face-to-face meetings with a probation officer, electronic monitoring, 24/7 location, curfews and place restrictions, strict limits on movement, requiring permission to enter certain places like bars or areas with drug activity, random testing, frequent unannounced drug tests and alcohol tests, mandatory treatment, participation in counseling, substance abuse programs, employment and education, requirements to maintain verifiable employment or attend educational or vocational programs. Why do they use it? To provide an alternative to prison for serious offenses. So basically, you're in prison on the outside to reduce recidivism, repeat offenses, by closely supporting offenders in rehabilitation and to ensure public safety. In essence, strict probation keeps individuals heavily accountable within the community, blurring the line between standard probation and incarceration. So this thing is really just basically set up for your ass to fail. and go back to prison. This is what happened to the president. Stewart. He got 25 years. 11 counts of aggravated assault, 7 counts, 21 counts of violation of Street Gang Act. This is all the stuff. As part of the plea deal, he's also got to pay $17,345 in fines, $7,500 for gang leadership charges. So being the leader gets you more stuff. And 5 separate fines of $1,969. So $2,000. So 5 times 2 is 10,000 plus 17, $27,345. 48-year-old man, 25 years in prison. With only he's only going to serve 7, and then the rest of his life is going to be on this strict probation BS. This guy Trench, 61 years old, 1 year younger than myself, pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 20 years, with the first 2 years to be served in prison and the remainder on strict probation. He got all the same things, not quite as many, like not 21 counts, but only 14 counts. He didn't get a fine. You got this guy, Repeat, age 44. He's going to do 20 years, with the first 4 years to be served in prison and the remainder on this crazy-ass strict probation. You got a guy by the name of Chatterbox. He's 47, non-negotiated plea, 20 years of strict probation. Now, watch this. I didn't know they could do this, Lavish. I didn't know they could do this, Preacher. Banishment from the state of Georgia. What the heck?
Kick you out of the state.
What's that mean?
I don't know. I'm from Michigan, man. I have no idea.
Hold on. You got kicked out of the state, Doc, because you robbed somebody.
Except for one county. In Georgia, judges can't banish someone from the entire state, but they can use de facto banishment as a probation condition, restricting offenders to specific areas like one county or circuit, especially for sex offenses, stalking, and nuisance crimes, to protect victims and communities. This is a controversial practice that keeps evolving legally. Like, it might not be legal 4 years from now. So they can't kick you out of the entire state, and that's not what they did. They let him be in one county. Banishment from the state of Georgia, except for one county. Well, they followed that shit to the T, bro. Oh, my God. They put him out of the whole state, except for one county. Maybe that's where his mom lives. You can go there, and that's it.
So if he was, I don't know. Does it say he can't go? He can't leave the county?
He can't come to Georgia except to go to one county.
How you get into that one county unless you fly into it?
Maybe that's the only way in.
Hey, Lavish, I'm driving. I'm going to the county. Nah, you violated your probation.
Well,
how do I get there?
On the strict probation, maybe he can get permission to drive through the other counties and only stop at gas stations. It's going to be ugly. I hope
Summer Neal says he's only allowed in Bryan County because that's the probation county. Okay.
There we go.
She said that was for her well-being. And yeah, man, she also said, man, she had a hat on, and then I went to her page. She don't look nothing like a guy.
I'm looking at a thing this
she
big.
has a hat.
She has a hat on, man.
She has a hat on.
Seeing why I said that. That's all. I was looking at something like this big. I apologize, Summer, for my.
Then he's gonna try to tell me when I say it's a woman. Well, I'm looking at this like, come on, man, God, dog.
Don't try.
You're wrong, Lavish.
Right. The lady is saying what it is, and he's trying to tell me what it ain't.
She said, "I am a she."
And look how she said that. I have a hat on, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. If I could show you how small that is, I'm sorry, Summer.
Sometimes
she said she met you in person.
Sometimes it's best not to say anything at all. Sometimes,
right.
Sometimes it's just best not to.
Where's
say
my help from you guys?
Hey, we wouldn't be real if we just agreed with everything.
But isn't there a certain form of loyalty? Creators have something
to the truth.
Oh my God! I have to preach that. Here we go. Back to the story, because you guys are not friends. Anyway, he was sentenced to 20 years, banned from the state of Georgia. My God, Eddie Latson, also known as Stash. He was called Steady when he was a part of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. This guy was a president for me and helped me open up Beaufort, South Carolina. We used to argue all night and all day. This guy and I would argue and scream at each other on the phone, calling each other all kinds of names. And finally, after helping me reestablish or get Beaufort, South Carolina, one of the toughest chapters I ever had to establish, helping us get it up and running, he finally left. We left like on bad blood with each other. I was amazed when he called me up about a year later and said, "Hey, man, I see you're trying to start your podcast. There's a guy I think you should meet by the name of Big Cell, and this guy can help you with your podcast," which is what Big Cell did. And I said, "Man, I thought you hated me." He says, "No, I didn't hate you. We just disagreed on things, but I thought you were a strong leader, and I think that your podcast is going to be great, and you need some people to help you learn how to do it, so you do it well." And so this man here was very largely responsible for my learning, which he directed me to Big Cell, who was the king at that time, who spent a lot of time teaching me everything I needed to know to get this thing up, and especially the pitfalls, the money pitfalls that he had fallen into, and Big Cell steered me out of those pitfalls. So as you can imagine, and so later on, we always had great conversations, and as I saw him move on to the 1%er life, et cetera, he was also a military man with 20 years of service. So for me to see Steady, is what I will always know him, but his name is Stash, to the club, go through this, it just breaks my heart. He pleaded guilty.
It breaks my heart, man, that you just said that all about that guy, man. And see, are you gonna make a phone call, man? I mean, that guy made a phone call to you, and you thought that the guy hated you. And I want to be completely honest with you. There's been times, even for myself, because I want to get back to my bull crap in a minute, but it's been times myself where it's been people I don't like for certain reasons, but it doesn't mean that I hate them or I dislike them totally. And they might not hear me say something about them, but I will share if they're talented in this area. I might tell Logic about them because Logic is in need of their service, and I'll say, well, you know, call help. But then I might say, I just ain't rocking with the dude, man. But I never disliked him enough not to send people, you know, his way or their way, because I've done it. I mean, still to this day. I mean, I know I got, you know, a pride thing with me, because they be like, man, you always talk about this guy, but you won't even talk to him. No, we don't rock together, man. I just ain't rocking with him. I don't say nothing bad about him. I just don't rock with him. But I'll send people his way. I just ain't, I don't have anything to say to the dude. Because I just don't. But let's go back, man. This guy called you up out the blue, man. You just said some good, kind words about Big Cell, man. And I think maybe you should call him. I think you should call him. And I'm only saying this. Listen, check this out. I ain't gonna say I'm only saying this. We all grown, really, man. And we can agree to disagree, and we can be mad, and we can hash stuff out. What if you drop dead today or he dropped dead tomorrow? Would you be, oh, well, whatever? Or would it be like, dang, I ain't think he was going to die. I was, you know, you got some people that you just don't care if they care about their demise. You got some that you really, I don't really dislike them to the point where I want to see harm and foul malice done to a person or something happen to a person. So, I don't know. But anyway, maybe you should call him. I mean,
one thing that I try to be honest, and as much as I dislike that person, Marcel Tillman, I would be remiss not to acknowledge the very positive impact that he had on me when I was first beginning in this. And so I'm always going to speak the truth like that. I see you haven't put that window in yet.
No, you trying to deflect,
listen,
man. You trying to deflect. Yo, you
Let
trying to
me,
deflect.
can I say
Go
something?
ahead, Logic.
Let me say something. I want to put this out there because we know we have a lot of viewers out there, and we're putting this big thing out. We're talking about the Outcast Motorcycle Nation, but to let y'all know, Outcast Nation lost a brother the other day, so we want to send our shouts out to the nation on the loss of one of their brothers. I just wanted to put that out there in the airways. So,
amen.
Right on.
All right, next charge. So that was from Stash. What happened to him is he was sentenced to 20 years with the first 4 years to be served in prison and the remainder on this crazy ass strict probation. As part of his plea deal, he is also required to pay $5,655 in fines. This guy named Axel, 46, he pleaded to same charges. He was sentenced to 20 years. My God. With the first 4 years to be served in prison and the remainder on this crazy strict probation, he also has to pay $3,000 in fine. There's a man named Grudge. Joan, he pleaded to the following charges, the same charges. He got 20 years with only 180 days. I say only. It's not only. 10 days in there is hell. But his first 180 days to be served in probation and a probation detention center, and the remainder on this crazy ass strict probation. Now, he only got 8 counts of violation of the Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit aggravated assault, and 2 counts of conspiracy to commit robbery. So his was not as bad as the others. As part of his plea deal, he's got to pay $4,255 in fines. Then you have a guy named Socket, just 38 years young. He entered a non-negotiated plea. He was sentenced to, again, this 20 years, with the first 2 years to be served in prison and the remainder on this crazy-ass strict probation.
so none of them are getting real long sentences, according to this.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Say that again?
None of them are getting real long. I mean, they're getting
20
convicted,
years. They're getting 20-year sentences.
but not in prison.
Man, if you don't think that this strict...
I'm just saying they're not in prison. They're outside. Yes, they got the probation. You can't go to the county and everything, but they're not behind bars. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, they're not behind bars yet,
Okay.
but this whole thing here is set up to put your ass behind those bars. If you miss, like, say, let's say maybe 3 work days, that could be it. Or if you're not taking your medicine, like maybe they got you on these meds and these meds make you feel like you don't even know who you are, and you do a piss test and you don't have those meds in you. I mean, how crazy can this be? And you got 20 years of that, 20 years of this strict probation. At 38 years old, you're 60 before this is over. Okay, so this guy Hard Left, he's 54 years old. He got 20 years, first 4 years to be served in prison, and the remainder on this strict probation. He's got $4,100 in fines to pay. This guy's called Nine Ball. He's got, he just got 5 years of strict probation. So he's the only one that got any kind of break, if you would say that. 4 counts of violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of conspiracy. Maybe
like Summer Neal said, some of these people are still out and working.
Well, yeah, because they like this guy got strict probation, so he would still be out and working. And maybe they just didn't have enough evidence on him. He got $2,900 in fines and 80 hours of community service. Now, this guy by the name of White Collar, and just his name probably is why his sentence isn't so bad. He probably wasn't ever involved in a lot of BS. So he got 5 years of strict probation. So White Collar did okay. 4 counts of violation of street gang, 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of conspiracy robbery, and 1 aggravated assault. He's got to pay $2,905 in fines. You got a guy called Do My Best, DMB. He's 60 years old. He pleaded guilty. He got sentenced to 10 years of strict probation. So he's got to deal with this dumb shit till he's 70. My God. And then you have a guy named Bootleg. He's just 50 years old. He also pled guilty, and he got 10 years of strict probation.
That was my homeboy name from the hood.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, and then he got $2,180 in fines, 80 hours of community service. Then you got a guy by the name of Ghost Rider. He's 45. He pleaded guilty. Oh my God, he got 20 years, with the first 4 years to be served in prison, and the remainder on this crazy ass strict probation. He got $3,000 in fine. And then this is a woman. Her name was Secrets. She's just 39 years old. She just got 5 years of strict probation. And they gave her the same charges: 4 counts of violation of street gang.
So no one got over 4 years actually being locked up.
Oh no.
And they all got the crazy.
Guy got the president got a crazy amount of time. He got 25 years and
5 years
and 7 in prison.
Oh, 7 years. I'll say first. Okay. 7 years in prison. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't want to go to jail and want to be on probation for any reason. But I'd rather be on probation outside than behind bars.
Oh yes, absolutely. Because there's no
following this strict, crazy stuff for 15 years. I gotta go pee. I gotta go do all that. I'd rather do that.
Oh yeah,
than be behind bars.
Absolutely. And yeah, a day free is going to be better than anything you get in prison. Yeah. So.
And like I said, unless you went detailed, you went line by line, detailed, read it. The majority of people are not going to read that. So the majority of people are going to just see that poster. They're going to see that, oh, this is the biggest bust in Georgia history, and we just arrested these outlaw gang and everything. And whatever happened, I wasn't there. And I'm speaking on the premise not just for this nation, but for all the clubs out there that when we do stuff like that, the government will sensationalize a lot of stuff just to keep you in the news and to keep you under their control. Just like you say all the time, Black Dragon, they're out there to get motorcycle clubs.
Well, and you got to be smarter than that. You got to be smarter. You cannot go and circle somebody up and take their damn badges. You got to say, no, I'm not doing that, because all that you're saying is true and fine and dandy and correct. And like the Summer said, all that stuff is not true. This happened. They were not even at the Red Roof Inn. None of that shit matters, because that's what the jury heard. And I was just in a court trial. The jury heard that you was at the Red Roof Inn. The jury heard that you were robbing people. That's what the jury heard, and that's what they voted on. And that's what they found you guilty of. And that's what that 25 years is. And that's what that banishment from the state of Georgia, except for one damn county shit is. According to the state, one final defendant has been put on indefinite hold due to a medical diagnosis of incompetence stemming from a physical injury. Once that defendant is deemed competent, the prosecution may resume. So of the 16 people that they originally arrested, 15 were prosecuted, and one guy is on some kind of a medical hold. You can't really find out much about him. I've looked, and I really, like, his name has like been scrubbed or something. I can't really find out anything about him. Maybe somebody else knows. But my thing is this. This is, if I could say anything to somebody, is, man, don't get caught up in this. It ain't work. And here's the part that you don't see. You don't see a lot of these people will plead guilty because financially they can't afford the $200,000 or $300,000 it takes to fight this. Not particularly that they're guilty at all. You cannot fight. If you don't have this stash, Lavish says it all the time, it costs money to do crime. Lavish has his attorney on retainer.
Man, yeah, but he's starting to cost me a little bit too much money, man. Listen, once he started beating them federal cases, man, them prices started going way up, man. Way up. I'm like, God, dog, man. How much for this paperwork, man? I'm gonna just have this other dude do it for me, man.
That's right. That's right, Summer Neal. They're not going to let that the medical history out on the individual. They're going to post his name. You know, that's between him and his doctor.
Summer Neal, I beseech thee, I beg thee, I apologize on everything that was in me, and I ask you please to forgive me for not correctly identifying.
You must have went to her page and saw a picture.
Get out my business. Will you get out my business? Can I have some business over here?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
I'm surprised you're not marking on your whiteboard.
No, because this is not a competition. This is not a competition.
You know, Black Dragon, man, he be thinking he be doing some stuff. He laid back like, yeah.
Right. So he clicked up there, and all of a sudden he saw those pictures. Like, oh yeah, I messed up. Yeah.
I did. I did mess up. Yes, do post our pictures from Macon and send it to me, and I'll post it here on Black Dragon Biker TV in my deep apology to you. And please don't knock me out when you see me again. So that is this horrible news. And so what we said that we would do in this story is we would talk about a couple things, and I want to ask you guys what you think. First of all, this diamond that a lot of these black clubs are putting on, and I see more and more African American clubs running to that damn diamond. There's been like 3 or 4 here in Atlanta in the past year alone. Clubs that I always have known as respected 99% clubs, now walking around with a Georgia State rocker and a diamond on their chest. There was a reason that black clubs stayed away from that shit. And when I wrote my book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101, available on Amazon Kindle and at blackdragonsgear.com, I interviewed a lot of these guys that were motorcycling back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And they talked to me specifically about, yeah, man, our clubs were tough. Our clubs were outlaw. We weren't putting that diamond on. We weren't doing it. It was way too much trouble for us. It didn't have anything to do with toughness, heart, or organization. There is a lot that comes with that diamond. I was talking about, maybe I should do a club and come out with a diamond. And every 1%er I talked to on the Black Biker set told me, bro, don't do that. Don't do it. If you're going to do that, go join a club, but don't come out with that. It's way more trouble than it's worth. If you look at what happens to African American men in court systems already, they throw that terrorism gang member thing on you and it just goes downhill. I would say don't do it.
And it follows you.
It follows you in everything. So, because just look at this strict probation. This strict probation is part of it is because you're in a gang, a terroristic organization, they say. So now they can throw probation on you. Probation is already tough. This is a tougher probation designed to put your ass back in jail. That's what it's designed for. Well, they say it's designed to protect the community and these other things. That's what they say it's designed for. But you can look and see that if you screw this up, this strict probation, if you screw this up, intensive monitoring, electronic monitoring, strict conditions, mandatory programs. Why is it used? To keep offenders out of prison while still holding them accountable. It's supposed to be prison without being in prison. Hey, thank you, Will Fine, for that beautiful donation. Appreciate you. My thing is, don't do it. If your club comes up with this bright freaking bill, and if you're over 50, let the young guy. No 61-year-old needs to be out there enforcing MC protocol. You can't. Your club shouldn't let you go. Your club should have a thing like airline pilots. When you get 65, you're forced to retire. When you get 58, the club should say, "No, OG, you don't get to enforce shit. You just point and we'll go." I think all enforcers should be about 25 years old.
You see,
I like my
one down-
job as an enforcer.
How old
You
were you
see
when you did
what-
it?
I just gave him my enforcer, like maybe right up under 3 years ago. I was the enforcer for like 7 years, man.
And how old were you when you gave it up?
I'm only 36. So
Yeah.
you do the math.
So yeah,
You're
36.
36.
Doesn't matter how old I am. I mean, it's just age, it's a number.
Oh my
36
gosh, I
should
feel
be the
old. I
age.
feel
Yeah.
old.
You said what?
36 should be the age you give up enforcer.
I feel old. I feel old. My son, my first son is older than Lavish.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm not 36.
I
but,
wasn't-
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, I'm not.
I was
I'm not
like, wait a
36.
minute now.
But I was still in my 40s. I was still in my 40s as an enforcer.
Thank you, Lavish. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But the enforcer job, I mean, I like the enforcer job because I'm already antisocial. I don't smoke, I don't drink, so I don't fit in that crowd. I don't sit and play pool. I don't sit and play cards. If it ain't about money and if it ain't about ride, what are we talking about?
Right.
That's for me, you know.
Right.
So to
You
go
see
out
what,
and enforce stuff, it was great for me, man.
But it should be a young man's job, and you don't need to be no 60-year-old enforcer. You need to
Maybe
let
not,
it go.
maybe not 60 years old, but I mean, still in the 40s is pretty good, man. And I carried out all the orders that ever came my way, even ones that I had to go let them know I carried out. It was orders that wasn't called. Hey, I just want to let y'all know I did this.
Let me say something about this enforcer, not enforcers. And I'm gonna say, one down Goldie has said something up there. You can read that. But I had you know how you say you before you go to be a 1%er, make sure you're fit for that type of life. And I had a conversation with a brother years ago, and he was up under, his club was up under, I think he was up under an OMC. Now I'm not gonna say no names, no clubs, and he was supposed to go do something. He's supposed to do something, and he kind of told me what he's gonna do, right? Lavish, and I'm listening to him say, "Bro, that ain't you." and I'm like, that, but that ain't you. So I wanted to play the devil's advocate. I called him about a week later. I said, "Hey man, you took care of that business?" He said, "What are you talking about, preacher man?" I said, "You take care of that business." I said, "Man, you need to go take care of that business." Well, man, I said, nah, bro, you supposed to be about that life, bro. Go take care of that business, man. He's like, "Oh man." I said, "Nah, I said, if you can't do it,
Leave it
you
alone.
just answered your question. You're not about that life, bro."
Yeah, leave it alone.
I mean, but
Leave it
you also
alone.
got to have the leaders in the club to know who's who. Because everybody, I mean, this ain't got nothing to do with being a tough guy. Everybody that's in the club is not a tough guy. Everybody in the club is not a fighter.
And you don't want everybody to be.
Right. So you have to know who's who. You have to, it's certain things that you might have to do within the club that you can't tell everybody in the club about. You know, everybody's not fit for the same, for the same thing.
For the same job.
You know, for the same job. They're not.
Well, most
I mean,
people aren't fit for the
motorcycle
job they got.
club,
It's just
street
that.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd rather a person tell me up front, "Listen, man, hey man, I can't do that. I can't. I already know that. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't even put you in a position to to do something that, hey, you already told me that, hey, you ain't about that life. This ain't in you. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm putting you and other people in jeopardy when I should have just listened to you and say, hey,
you're going to fold because you wasn't about that life anyway.
you know,
yeah.
you know that, I mean, and you got to be a big person to really just be honest with yourself, because you got so many different people that just try to fit in and stuff that they really know that they can't. They just want to fit in.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? They want to fit in. You know, go to war. I remember some of the guys, and this is why I say, you know, some of the OGs, the ones that did look after me. You know, I was ready to go to wars for a lot of stuff in my neighborhood, and they kept me away from it. I don't, you know, I never really questioned it, you know, after the fact, man, but I was like overly ready. And me being overly ready probably would have probably would have put people at risk, or I probably would have did some dumb stuff, man. And, you know, they kept me away from it. Wasn't because I was scared. I was like overly ready, man. You know, we can wipe the whole block out. I'm on that kind of time. And they kept me away from that kind of stuff. And I think, you know, they seen something different in me, but they knew not to put me in that position. And look at how my life turned out now, man. It could have been worse. You know, you got to be a leader to know who to put in certain positions to do certain things.
All right. To answer a couple, you guys, I got to take this for a second. You guys keep talking.
Keep talking. Okay, man,
I'm gonna go back to what Goldie said. Goldie said, he said, I think we was talking about why would people go up there and why would they want to be diamonds? Goldie, if you're still on, I'm gonna read this. You correct me if I'm wrong about the context. He said they love it when black people are caught up in their court system because it helps them set precedents with new harsher laws, because they know black people are usually represented by public pretenders.
Sorry about that, guys. There's the VA, and you know when the VA calls, you gotta
answer. You gotta answer. I know. I'll hang up on you
with the VA. So I wanted to talk about.
I don't know if all the comments come through, man, because 3125. I see his comments on the private chat. I don't see it on the YouTube.
I don't see nothing on private chat.
I don't see nothing on
I
private
mean,
chat
you know, the group chat, like when I'm looking at the chat through the StreamYard.
Oh, that's because he came through probably Facebook.
No, he's coming through YouTube.
But which
but
YouTube
on
channel?
YouTube,
which YouTube channel?
How many YouTube channels is StreamYard hooked up to?
About
I'm
8 or 9.
Mine, and then
yeah, 4 or 5 of mine.
Let me check mine.
Yours.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. You know, his last number is 3125. It does.
Yeah, he's coming through mine. He's coming through mine.
Oh, he's coming through yours. Oh, okay.
He's on my page. Yeah.
Because I want to because that's why I don't see it. I'm like, man, some of these comments I don't always see. So if y'all watching, you know, it ain't all the comments that we can see.
You got to look for them in the StreamYard chat. You can't look for them on your chat.
Yeah, they'll come together in the StreamYard chat.
Yeah. I want to talk about this young man right here. He said, let them know about me, brother, who's watching from his phone in a prison cell right now. This 1%er here, this is such a special person in my life. He actually did a lot of work with me to help me write MC Protocol 101. His knowledge is extensive, and he is sitting in a prison cell right now. And he can tell you this is some tough shit, man. One Down says they love it when black people are caught up in the court system because it helps them set precedents with new harsher laws, because they know black people are usually represented by public pretenders. And pretender is a good word. Is being enforcer really about age? No, Bolo, but being a certain age and having to face that 30 or 40 years of prison time is what I was talking about. You need to drop any position that would put you in that kind of situation. Maybe a president doesn't need to be 61 either. because this president got 25 years.
I mean, I don't really think that the title that you hold has anything to do with the age. I think it got to do with you being smart enough to know what's right or wrong, or knowing how not to put yourself in certain situations. So I don't want to sit and say the age matters. I think at a certain point in age, you should be mature enough to understand,
Well,
you
they
know,
don't seem
how
to
much
be, do
value
they?
your life,
They
you
don't
know,
seem to be, do they?
has.
Because we keep seeing it day after day in these stories, and we do, 100 stories a week, and we see it day after day in these stories.
That's because no one plans to get caught.
Huh.
That's
No one plans to get caught.
Yeah, get caught.
I got this. What they call repeat offenders. I learned from my last. No, you ain't learned nothing, Doc.
Yeah, I think they thought they got away, man. It sounded good. The plan was a great plan. We didn't expect it.
You know who's the greatest? You know who's the greatest criminal? The one that didn't get caught and then changed his or her life.
Before he got caught, yes.
No, that didn't get caught. They changed their life.
Before
They
he
left
was
all
able to
that.
get caught.
They
Yeah.
left that stuff behind.
Yeah.
They stopped. They left it behind.
Like,
I
those are
still
people that
hubcaps.
have like a number. I need to make 345,000 and I'm out. I'm going to buy 2 stores, a liquor store, and I'm going to diversify my money, buy 2 houses.
Hey, let me see. I used to steal hubcaps. I used to break in the car, steal radios. But after I said, okay, graduation, military. When I need to go steal something for, leave it alone.
I just got
I steal a candy bar and get caught right now.
Right. I just had an opportunity to speak to my karate instructor from back in the day. I think I'm going to bring him on the channel. He was in the neighborhood I grew up in. He's 80 now, and he laughs at what a scrub I used to be and who I am now. And yeah, you do get a chance to change. The question is, do you?
Yeah.
What's a scrub?
Yeah, I'm saying Logic.
He
He really changed. He's never
Wait a
seen
minute.
Menace to Society.
Wait
He's really changed.
Wait a minute. He called you a scrub. Was that okay? We might have a different definition of scrubs. So what was a scrub to you back in those days?
Listen, man, I was in a little street gang. I did.
Okay, those are not scrubs then. See, that's what I'm saying. This is a different definition. If you was a scrub back in New York, that means you're a punk. You don't come off your block. You don't come off your porch. You see what I'm saying? It's just different definition. That's why I asked.
Different areas,
Different areas. Somebody call you a scrub up in New York, man. They like, oh man, leave that scrub alone, man. He ain't gonna bite, man. He ain't gonna do nothing.
No, I never heard that before.
Because you're from Oklahoma.
Now, our brother here,
I'm not messing with
sitting in a prison cell. He said, once you get validated, it never ends. No matter the age, this has been going on for 15 plus years. Now, I want to tell you something. This guy's sitting in a prison cell right now, awaiting his trial. Not his trial, but his whatever you
Admiral
call it.
McScrub. Oh, you got a new name.
Now, hold on. Now, listen. This is something that he told me.
Okay.
Sitting in this prison over on the West Coast, did you know that he's not allowed to do push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, or anything like that in his cell? He's not allowed to do any kind of stamina drills or any of those things to get your body right and prepared, or just be physically fit or active. He can't do sit-ups, chin-ups, burpees, none of that in his prison cell. Can you imagine that?
So he just got to sit there and look at the wall
and die. What happens when the body just sits? You deteriorate. They've made it against the law for these guys to condition themselves.
Put somebody in a cell and tell them they can't do a push-up. What are you gonna get thrown in solitary? What you gonna do in solitary? Do push-ups?
I'm sure they got something for your ass.
Where was that at? What state?
I don't want to say what state.
Okay.
I don't want to give too much information about him that he doesn't want to give.
You open the door, man.
But he's right here. He can tell you. He's right here.
Okay.
He said he's right here. I don't want to tell you to stay, but he's right here.
Look, in Detroit, you call somebody a scrub. Those are fighting words. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, you can call it scrub, man. I got your scrub. Were you going to say something or show something, Black Dragon? Got kind of quiet there. Let me read something. What's that? Brander podcast. Brander podcast says my enforcer needs to be 30. Honestly, at 25, guys still make bad decisions. That raises questions.
Yeah, you can't be too young of an enforcer. When I asked the father of the Black Sabbath Nation, could I be an enforcer, national enforcer, he laughed and said, no, I still want to have a club when you're finished.
I don't, so I don't want to put the word out here. I don't want to put the word out here like the enforcer is just a horrible thing, man. It's just that we just do the work that, everybody else just don't want to do. Sometimes it's dirty work. Sometimes you don't have no work at all to do. I mean, it's not that, but I do think that you have to also have a level head. You gotta have a level head, because you being an enforcer, you can actually add to putting your club in a whole bunch of mess as well. I'm looking at Richard Smith. Lavish, your area is really in the news. Yeah, we seem to make the news a lot.
That's why you're the commissioner.
Hold on. We got our football coach in the news. He's been going national. He's been making national news.
Football coach, college or
college,
college.
Football.
We was talking about him. We was talking about him
from University of Michigan.
Yeah, bad choice, bad decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the wife is okay.
The wife is gonna be okay.
The wife is like, I didn't read deep into they stuff. You know what I'm saying?
He'll get a job sooner or later.
Yeah.
He'll land somewhere. But they won't have another black head coach in Michigan.
Look at this. Well, damn. Did we go there?
Well, it took 50 years to 100 some years to get one, and then this happens.
That bro messed it up, and
man, listen, man. He wanted that. He got a thing for that pink meat, man.
That pink stuff, yes, sir. Well, my mama
read what Goldie said, man.
My mama was like,
read what Goldie. Don't do it. No, boy. Don't say it. Read what Goldie said. Going to prison aggravates the 13th Amendment. What's that? 13th Amendment, where slavery is actually, we talked about that on your show, Goldie. Yeah. Active is actually active, and you are now property of the government. You are truly now a slave in its truest way, equal to 100 years ago or less.
Well, and so are you when you join the Navy. You're a property of the government too. Oh, this is what he's talking about. I did not know this. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery and involuntary servitude in the United States, except as punishment for a crime.
Yeah,
in prison. You can be enslaved
in prison. Yes.
For punishment for a crime. Ratified in 1865, it formally ended the institution of slavery, and Section 2 of the amendment gives Congress the power to enforce it through
Why you think those people? Why you think they have prisoners out there picking up garbage on the side of the roads and everything? You don't have any more rights.
Yeah, you're a ward of the state.
You're a ward of the state. You know this, Black Dragon.
I didn't know you were a slave.
Yeah, come on now.
I mean, nobody's going to use the term slave, man. Come on, man.
But you are.
I have a song that I play on my bike, and it starts off by saying that slavery was abolished in the United States.
Look at this.
Except for in prison.
The provision of slavery and indentured servitude being allowed only as a punishment for a crime has taken place in the centuries since the amendment's ratification as both prison, labor, and temporary government. What the hell is temporary government? Temporary government, jury, and military service has taken place to varying extents. So, like I said, if you're in the military, you're a slave too.
No.
Yeah.
You get paid in the military.
You don't have to be paid. The only thing you're guaranteed,
but
in the
you
military,
get paid. Whether you have to get paid or not.
Guaranteed in the military is 2 hours of sleep per day.
And in 4 years in the military, you can
bread.
leave. And in 4 years in the military, you can leave. You can't leave prison.
You cannot leave the military if there is a war or something like that, and they deem that you can't leave. And they can also call your ass back to service.
Only if your MOS or your duty is necessary for war.
Yes, slave.
Only. That's not a slave.
It's a slave. Once they get you to say I do, bro, it hasn't gotten ugly like that, but it could.
The military is not punishment. You volunteered to go in the military. Didn't you volunteer?
Nobody volunteered to go.
Did you not volunteer to
You
go?
went
Nobody
down there.
volunteered
You
to go
didn't
to-
get drafted.
Did you volunteer to go into the military, to go in that tube and go under that water?
Personally, I was
He
from
doesn't
the
want to
era.
answer the question correctly.
Personally, I was from the era where you had to sign up for the draft or you had committed a felony. And so were you, Logic.
No,
Did you
no, I
sign up for
wasn't.
the draft?
No,
Yes,
absolutely
you were.
not.
When did you come in?
Absolutely, no, I didn't.
When did you come in?
He came in the 80s or the early 90s.
86.
Yeah, so you had to sign up for the draft.
No, I signed up for selective services and went in.
You didn't go.
There
to the
was no
post office?
draft in 1986. What are you talking about?
Oh my God! Did you?
Okay,
go-
here we go again. I'm
You're
about to
gonna
write
lose.
on this board.
You're gonna lose. You're
Come
gonna
on.
lose.
Look it up. Look it up.
We're looking it up right
Look
now.
it up. Look it up.
When did the law for signing up for the draft go away?
Go away. 73. You lost again.
No, you're wrong. Hold on.
The law for
Male
signing for the
citizens
draft
age
ended
18
in
hold on.
1973.
Male citizens age 18 to 25 are still required to register with the Selective Service System
Slip.
in case the future draft is needed. Give me my point.
No.
I got my
Context. Context. And in case the future draft is needed, selective services and
You
the draft,
still
the
have to
mandatory. Let
sign
me
up
finish.
for the
Let me
draft.
finish. The mandatory draft. The mandatory draft ended. Selective services started.
It was suspended briefly in 1975 and reinstated in 1980 and remains in place, requiring registration for potential future drafts. You
For
still have to sign
potential
up.
future
You
draft.
still have to sign up for
No,
the
no.
draft.
That wasn't the question. The
That
question
was
was
the question.
the draft is not active. There is no
Selective
draft.
service is the draft.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. This guy.
The requirement for young men to register for selective service was reinstated and has remained in effect ever since the 1980s. And
If Congress
you
authorizes
sign
a
up
new
for it?
draft,
did you sign up for it? Is the question.
Lavish.
Did you
Lavish,
sign up?
are you reading what I'm seeing on the screen? If Congress
No, man, you know,
authorizes
I'm not
a
really
new draft,
interested into it because I never went to the military. So, I mean, I care less either way.
If Congress authorizes a new draft, the draft is not the draft.
Hey, Goldie
not
say Logic
active.
is up 100 to Black Dragons too.
No. I'm up to 105 right now.
He's wrong.
Who's
No,
wrong?
I'm not wrong.
You're
Boy, can y'all imagine these two
Okay,
on a road trip, man?
Wong said, let's get back
Car
let's
trip,
get
man.
back to the subject.
Can y'all imagine these two in a car on a road trip, man, somewhere?
Oh, the
Okay.
selective services is basically the registration mechanism for the draft, but is not the actual draft.
See,
Thank you.
There you go.
Big Bone.
So you
What's
lost.
happening, Big
I'm going to
Bone?
the ground. 105 on the
I'm
board.
so right
I'm
here.
having my own conversation
I'm
while they
so
talk
right.
about
Lost
this
again.
stuff.
Don't put that on that board. Do not. There's got to be some reciprocity in who gets to put things on. This is ridiculous.
Boy.
You lost.
You feel you proud of yourself right now?
Yeah, I took it off. I let y'all go on and talk. Bone was going to say something, man.
Bone says.
I'm saying, what's up, Big Bone out there, baby? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what these jokes
Okay,
are.
Bone
in
said
regard
it.
to the
Bone says
topic of
selective
this
services is basically the registration mechanism for the draft, but is not the actual draft.
Only
Your
draft I
comment
keep up
was
with is the NBA draft.
It's the draft.
It's not the draft.
In regard to the topic of this episode, a conviction does not mean actual guilt. Well, we know that. It has been my experience that all too often black men that are locked up and facing double and triple digits years in prison will often plead out, even if they are innocent of specific charges. We did cover that earlier, Bone. The government often overcharges in an attempt to scare the black man into a plea agreement, giving the government their conviction. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. We know this.
What are we absolutely about?
That the government will exasperate the charges, just get you to, man, I'm gonna give you 200 years.
No.
So you need to plead.
What we're absolutely about is a lot of people.
Because I know we had an hour and 26. Can we wrap it up, man?
Oh,
Who's
my
right?
goodness.
Who's
I didn't even
wrong?
look at that. I didn't even look at
No,
that.
who's right? Who's wrong? We had an hour and 26
absolute
minutes.
that we're talking about.
So who's
to
right?
answer the question,
Who's right?
absolute that we're talking about is absolutely everybody that pleads guilty is not. Everybody that gets that plea takes that plea deal is not particularly guilty of the charges. That was what he was saying. Okay, we can go now.
Sound.
Okay, we gotta go. Yeah,
we can go now.
So we are going to honor Goldie's statement by saying that logic is up.
Yes. 2 to 105.
Why are you starting a new thing?
I didn't start nothing new. Oh, you talking about laughing?
Now.
I'm just ready to listen, man. It's been an hour and 27 minutes. I don't know about you. It's noon. It's lunchtime. I gotta go.
And you started a whole new thing.
I'm just saying, I have to go.
Bye.
I have to get off this podcast. I got work to do, real stuff
Obviously,
to do.
You don't have anything to do
besides argue back and forth, man. So I want to go ahead and I want to leave out with this, man. Let me leave out with this real quick, man, because I got a call I got to take. Everyone out there, y'all have a great, safe trip in your travels. If you're traveling somewhere, I'm not sure where that came from, but that was the first thing on my mind. So that's the first thing on my mind. But listen, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. It's cold outside, so stay warm if you're from the Midwest or the East Coast. I got to go, man. I got some work to do, so I'll get at y'all, boys and girls, later.
All right.
Lavish.
Okay, your time, preacher. Let's get you out of here, man. Bill Stacks is a lame coward. Uh-oh. Flames is throwing Stacks under the... Oh, who's pissed Flames off this time? Stacks.
Man, give me my music.
I just want to know what Stacks is mad about. That's all.
My music.
Hey, let me do your music because I'm not being treated properly anymore.
Yo, what's up, everyone? This is your boy Logic over here. Keep it logical. Listen, Elaborate said y'all gonna be out there riding. If you're riding here in the Metroplex, it's getting up to 77 degrees by the end of this week. So if you're riding, ride hard, ride safe, and always ride on faith and keep it logical. Peace.
All right, man. And this is your boy Black Dragon. Whoa, this ain't working. Okay. Remove that. There we go. It's your boy Black Dragon. Hey, thanks for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Hey, my thing is this. Make a better decision, man. It costs way too much money and way too much of your life to be facing this. You know what I mean? Capiche? Sorry to see so many of our good brothers going away. Think about it, man. Think about it. Peace. And I'm out.